If this podcast ever made it big, Freddie Flintoff would be our Brendan Sharp, wouldn't he?
I don't know what that means.
He would just be that bloke that comes on that nobody really likes, and for some reason we've made friends with him. Freddie Flintoff joins Top Gear, and we're the Long Hop Cricket Podcast.
I was going to say then, this is how unrelated he is to cricket.
Who?
I was going to say, Freddie Flintoff, I was going to say, what has that got to do with cricket? I literally thought that had no link to cricket at all. That's how far removed that guy is now.
What do you make of him being the new Top Gear host?
I don't care.
No, not do I.
When you said failing TV programmes, I'm not sure he's ever joined any failing TV programmes.
Oh, I don't know. When
he's made a load of them. The only one he's joined was like that Sky Sports one. That does well, doesn't it?
I don't think it does well anymore.
No, just the first couple of
seasons. They got rid of John Bishop and Jimmy Carr. It started to like peter over to nonsense. When Jack Whitehall starts...
Jack Whitehall and Jamie Redknapp.
Yeah, and Freddie Flintoff, and they start going on tours around the world.
Yeah, James Corden just making a living out of being chubby. I don't understand that.
Anyway, you're listening to the
What's that guy got? What's his talent? James Corden.
He's supposed to be no, he's never been a comedian. He's been a comedic actor, hasn't he?
But what did he play? A chubby bloke?
Yeah.
That's literally how he's made it.
Played two chubby blokes in
That's how
two
he's made
big
his
TV programs.
like millions and millions of pounds. Just going, I'm chubby, all right? That's what he does. I'll fix a pipe and I've got a bum crack. Like that is literally it. And
Jennifer Aniston's made a career about being hot.
Millions.
Hasn't she?
What?
Jennifer Aniston's done the same character, just a hot lady, all throughout her career.
I bet she's got more talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's... You've lowered the tone.
Anyway, this is the Long Hop Cricket Podcast. Hiatus from cricket, a winter away.
I was speaking to someone about this game, the Sri Lankan.
I haven't told you what we're doing. I'm not doing that game.
Right, but the last Sri Lankan game.
Yeah.
And he said that it looked like we'd never played cricket before. It looked like really had no idea what we were doing.
So the ODIs are finished. England
Did
win.
you hear that then? You just said, I haven't told you what we're going to be doing in this podcast.
No.
That sounds like you decide what happens in this podcast.
Pretty
maybe
much.
I haven't told you what we're doing in this podcast.
What would you like to do in this podcast?
I want to talk about tables.
Yeah?
League tables.
Yes.
Premier League tables.
Not really particularly interested in the Premier League.
That's because you don't have a team in there. You're not a toffee, that's why.
I mean,
What? I've been to your team's football ground more times than you have.
You can't
You've
just
never
choose
been.
a team midway through.
You're an armchair. You're an armchair supporter. I go to grounds.
How many times have you been to the Toffee Land?
I got halfway there. I got halfway to watching Everton versus Lyon last year.
Yeah.
The traffic was so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't actually manage to get halfway and the game had finished.
So, how many hours were you in the car?
A long time. I don't know how long.
Was it fun?
It was horrible.
What I thought we would talk about today is the upcoming test matches between Sri Lanka and England and have a look at the squad, if you like, to take on those test matches. Obviously, the T20s are going on, but in a life full of cruel, cruel things, we don't care about T20s, do we?
Are they going on now?
One went on today. England won today.
We should cover. If England wins, we should cover.
Yeah, but like that, we can't just come in now. We've committed now to say it's rubbish.
Yeah, but we've covered all the other ones.
No, we covered in this tour, like we covered 3 games in one, 4 games in one actually. We missed the last one because we got absolutely battered by Sri Lanka. Anyway, let's talk Test cricket. Let's talk about the stuff that matters, Owen.
People say you don't know about people. We got a comment saying you don't know anything about Ollie Stone.
Yeah.
Even though you spoke confidently on him.
I still stand by my words. Owen, you said Hashim Amla wasn't in form and he literally hit 100 after 100 after he said that.
No, I didn't. I didn't say he was in form. I said I didn't like him.
You said I
I didn't like him as a player. I probably said I picked someone else over him.
The word was out.
I was having a conversation about the most overrated cricket player.
Yeah, Hashim Amla's most overrated cricket
No.
player.
But I was having a conversation. I said Ben Stokes is comfortably the most overrated
Chris
player
Gale's
in the world.
more overrated than Ben Stokes. Test cricket.
No. And do you know who they suggested?
Yeah.
Stuart Broad. Said was easily the most overrated player. He said if any other bowler was bowled as much as Stuart Broad, they'd have done just as well. Hard to argue with.
How is that hard to argue with?
Because he just gets picked when he bowls terribly until he bowls well. No one else gets that luxury.
But he bowls well.
Yeah, every 10 series he bowls well.
Then how has he got
you
so many
bowl
wickets?
anyone for that long? Because he's been around for 30 years because he started when he was 12.
I think the person you're talking to doesn't really know the game.
Well,
quite obviously, they don't know the game.
Well.
Because they've come up with that outcome. I can tell you more overrated players than the players that came up in your conversation.
Go on.
Darren Sammy.
What? He's not highly rated.
He's overrated.
No, he's not. Ben Stokes is definitely more overrated than Sammy.
Shane Warne was overrated.
Okay,
I'm
not having this conversation.
But it's
now.
not true, though, is it? We
I'm
know
statistics
tell us
now.
that can't
I'm
be
not
the
having
best
the conversation.
Can we talk
I'm
about
not
that,
having
please?
the conversation.
Why? When someone takes more wickets than you, considerable more wickets, might I add, 100 more, how can you be the best spinner? You're fair enough playing in a good team with good bowlers, but then when a team like a Sri Lankan team that needs one bowler to take all the wickets, how is that man not the best player in the world?
Yeah, I mean, if you just play to any rule set you like.
Warney did it.
What do you mean?
Doping.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Why are you annoyed?
Because I was having a genuine conversation and you made it stupid.
No, I was coming up with names for you.
Shane Warne cannot be in the overrated category.
Okay then. Overrated.
Ben Stokes.
Virat Kohli.
You're an idiot. You're the worst at this.
Okay, right, let me have another go.
You can't think of anyone. That's the problem. That's why you're just throwing out famous
Do you think Kevin
players.
Peterson was more overrated than Ben Stokes?
No, Ben Stokes is more overrated than Kevin Peterson.
That means you're a big KP fan.
No, it doesn't.
Are you going to cheer up for the podcast?
But do you agree with me?
No.
So who's more overrated?
Freddie Flintoff with the bat. Oh,
No.
Good shout. Ben Stokes better batsman than Freddie Flintoff, yes or no?
There's not much in it.
There is.
There isn't.
Talking about overrated.
And as a bowler, they're not even in the same. They're not even. Ben Stokes plays below Village, and Freddie Flintoff's an international bowler. That's the difference in their bowling.
Freddie Flintoff sells chips out of a van now for telly.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He drives cars and says how bad they are.
Does he not do the chip van show?
I don't know.
He must do.
He must do.
He's
That's
just,
got to be like 5 years old now.
I honestly think
they're definitely not still doing that show.
If I emailed Freddie Flintoff's agent and said I'll give you 500 quid for him to come on the 20
500 quid.
Come on 20 for 20 minutes of his time on a podcast, we'd get a Skype call with him. I bet you he would. He'd do that.
We should do it.
Quid.
We should.
Yeah.
I'll put 250 quid in if you do as well, and you email his agent just see if they say yeah. Bet he doesn't.
What would I put as the title of the email?
Invitation to
500 quid invitation.
Best cricket podcast in the UK.
Your lucky day.
Help a up and coming podcast about cricket.
No, it was saying we're going to put you on the map, Fredo.
That's not how it works.
We're giving out his name. Some people might not have ever heard of him that listen to this.
No, not true.
That's a possibility, and you can't rule
Not
that
really,
out.
no.
Would you like to tell everyone what time it is?
Is that like a wrestling thing? What?
No, just I think maybe that people are just kind of wondering why this.
Well, we tried to do one that wasn't early in the morning, as in
Which
early
was
in the
actually
morning.
early in the morning.
And that didn't go well, so we've gone back to the usual
2 o'clock kick
2 o'clock.
This is 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Me and Owen, we're a little bit sweaty and hot.
But
That's because we've been wrestling. No, we've been playing the new FIFA and it's not gone down well, is it?
I don't understand it. I actually don't. I think there's something. It's too hard.
Anyway, should we just run straight into this? The England Test squad to play Sri Lanka, and then
Root, Ali, Anderson, Bairstow, Burns, Broad, Butler, Curran.
Of course, our predictions.
Denley, Jennings, Leach, Pope, Rashford, Stokes, Stone, Wokes.
And that's that. We'll see you next week.
This same person
Yeah.
didn't rate Wokes either, and that annoyed me.
There you go. This person, don't speak to this person again.
I will.
Regarding cricket.
I will.
Not worth it.
I will.
They don't know it.
They do.
Like, I spoke to a guy
Okay,
the other day.
I'll say now they definitely watch more of it than we do.
I spoke to a guy the other day who said that John Jones wasn't a good fighter.
You don't know anything about it, and nor did you speak to anyone about it. And if you did, you didn't say that, and nor did they. Why are you? He's got into this thing now that he pretends that he likes combat sports.
I do.
And just randomly throws out names he's heard. You don't like it. You never have liked it. And you just do this. It's like, I don't know why. It's a weird thing.
But I like it.
You haven't watched anything to do with any of it.
I have.
And you don't know anything about it. And you don't speak to anyone about it. No,
yes, I have. I've seen those raining elbows.
Yeah, what weight division was that in?
Like featherweight.
Just about three weight divisions out there, but good effort. Close.
It's the welterweight.
No, it wasn't at welterweight.
It was heavyweight.
No,
Light
it wasn't heavyweight. No, it wasn't. Like, you've nearly gone through all of them.
Anyway.
You don't.
I watched John Jones' debut when he threw out those spinning elbows.
What?
I've seen those spinning elbows.
What are you talking about?
So I watched John Jones' debut the other day, and he's bringing out spinning elbows.
Let's get on with this.
Which is actually a true fact.
Let's get on with this. What do you think of the team?
What? No, you're ruining the podcast.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to do the podcast. You're bringing up stuff that you don't know anything about or care about.
You're on a Debbie Downer.
All right, I'm going to bring up stuff. I'll tell you what I like.
Yeah.
Fashion. I love it.
I can see that.
I do. I love it.
Very nice jacket.
I love it. I love fashion, and I keep up to date with it.
It looks like
I watched Givenchy the other day. I watched him do a design.
You're trying to get at me when I don't do that.
No, yeah, I love taking pictures.
I
love taking photos. Just getting the right angle, lighting. That's what I like.
Again, that's not something to it.
I like lighting.
If you start saying you like watching UFC and skateboarding, then that would get to me. But because you're being in a funny mood,
I'm not being in a funny mood. You're trying to talk about UFC.
I like golf.
That's
not a crime, is it?
When I've said that I want to make it a UFC podcast and you don't want to, and yet you're the one bringing in spinning elbows.
Listen.
Well, let's talk about John Jones. I'm up for that. Let's do it.
Yeah, a gangly man.
Gangly man.
Scary man.
What do you think about his upcoming fight?
Who's he fighting?
Oh, I thought you were into it.
Yeah.
It's like big announcements for like a week.
Doesn't mean that I
Probably
follow
longer.
it all the time, but I am into it.
All the time. It's not all the time, just recently at all.
But I like the UFC, but it doesn't mean I have to follow it.
So you don't follow it?
Not particularly. Bits and bobs here and there.
Right. Well, it's hard to have a conversation with you about it then, isn't it?
Well, not really. We can talk about things that I have followed.
Well, go on then. What have you followed?
The guy's balls got
Let's get on with it.
No.
Let's get on with it.
You think that you own
Dick
sports?
Weller.
You think you own particular sports?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
There's a problem being between mine and Owen's friendship for the last I don't know how many years it is, but it's almost
you're about to admit what you're doing now. That's what you're about to admit.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're about to just say exactly what you're doing.
You put pressure on us that we can't like the same things.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I absolutely don't do that.
Yes, you do.
No, your go-to thing is to pretend you like something to annoy me. That's your go-to. Yeah, you know it as well. That's your go-to thing. And you'll just keep saying random stuff that you think has something to do with it.
I like texting you.
But you do it all the time. That's what this John Jones thing was. That's exactly what it was. That's why you're laughing.
But I think you do quite like to put the
I would love you to be into it.
I am.
You're not, though.
But I am.
You're not into it. You don't like it. You never watch it.
I'm finding my feet in it.
You've got one other friend who's into it, who probably talks to you about something to do with it. You probably deliberately only remember it so you can say it to me to try and annoy me. That's literally what happens.
15 minutes into this
I
podcast.
don't mind.
Anyway, do you want to go on to the England Test squad to face?
No, yeah.
Sri
I enjoy
Lanka?
it.
Uh-huh. So, Joe Root, Moeen Ali keeps his place. What do you reckon about Moeen Ali back into the Test squad, potentially into the first 11, Owen?
I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. Actually, I don't know.
Had a good English summer with the ball.
Yeah. What do you think?
Um,
I've run out of energy to argue, talk about it now.
we're not going to do it then.
No. I just mean this situation with Moeen Ali.
So, do you not think he deserves to go back out there after what he's had a good summer?
I'm just gonna. He's not a spinner. He shouldn't be in our team as a spinner. I've said it like nearly every podcast. How many have we done? Like 112. Nearly every single one I've said he shouldn't be our spinner.
So, would you buy into the idea of him being a batsman and going to Sri Lanka as just a batsman?
If he's played well enough in county and we're looking for a number 3, yes.
So you think Moeen Ali?
Moeen Ali needs to be in the team as a batsman if he's in the team.
So he's in the team. As long as he just bats, you're happy with that for this selection right here, right now?
If he bats in the top order, top 5, yes.
Okay, obviously, Johnny Bairstow is worries about injury, but he's in the team. They're thinking Folks is going to come in for Johnny Bairstow if he can't stay fit. Rory Burns, Owen, one of the openers to obviously potentially replace Alistair Cook. Rory Burns, a lot to talk about his technique and how he bats, but would be a debutant as an opening batsman. We continue. Stuart Broad keeps his spot, so does Joss Butler. Sam Curran after a good summer. Sam Curran in the subcontinent, how do you feel about that?
He does swing it, doesn't he? So
can it swing? Well, I know it's kind of like humid.
I think it can early. I think once the ball starts getting like slightly heavier from moisture, I think it's hard to get the ball to swing.
Have I made this up that if in humid conditions, the slower it is, the more loopy the swing's going to be? So his action and running in left arm slow.
He's not slow, is he?
Oh, he's between 78 and 82, isn't he, really? On average.
Well, he doesn't bowl in the mid-70s, does he?
78 is not the mid-70s, but...
Oh, I didn't know you said 78. Sorry.
78 and 82.
Really? That's how quick
average.
he bowls?
He can bowl spells of 86, but he doesn't normally. We've seen him bowl quick. Do you think that's got a better chance of swinging than a...
Not really, because James
Ben
Anderson
Stokes?
bowls faster than that, and he swings it. So it's more to do with your action, which his action's good for swing, and if you pitch it full, which he tends to do, so he should swing the ball. I think they should open with him if they want him to swing it.
Him and Jimmy?
Yeah, because if he bowls if he's late, if he's like second change or something, I don't think it will swing, but we'll see. I think it's, like you say, I think the humidity helps early, but then when the ball gets wet and the damp gets into the leather, I think it's quite hard to swing it.
Joe Denley, another new name. Obviously a name that's been on the county scene for quite some time with Kent. Top order batsman and leg spinner. All-rounder, but more of a batsman who can bowl a bit. He makes his way into the England squad alongside Keaton Jennings. Now, Denley and Burns could technically open together. That wouldn't be unheard of or be playing players.
Where does Denley play?
Naturally. I think he plays... I want to say number 3, but I think he has opened.
But he's an all-rounder.
He's a batsman that can bowl. He's almost like
He's
an
a
Andrew
Moeen
Simons. He's like an Andrew Simons. So like somebody that they will throw the ball to but won't expect anything from. This is Kent, that is, not England. I don't know if England will bowl him. They probably will do. But they certainly don't need to bring him in because of his bowling attributes. He's
been brought in as an opener.
Maybe he's one of those players that could be fit in number 3. They are worried about the number 3 spot, aren't they? If Moeen Ali's not going to have it, Joe Root obviously does not want it. Joe Denley could be the natural number 3.
He did have it for a bit, didn't he?
Who's that, Joe Root?
Yeah, forever he didn't. We said he should. He had it, and he obviously doesn't want it, so he just got rid of it.
Did pick up a 50 in his last Test match, being the number 3 though.
Well, like I said, I'm more than happy for him to bat there.
But
Bit worried about the spinning options, to be honest.
before
Oh no, sorry, Jack Leach's in there. I didn't see
Keaton
that.
Jennings, you think he's surely shouldn't? Why is he still in the team then?
I don't think. I don't
They
I
would
don't know
have
what's happened to Stoneman. Obviously, he's not. He didn't do well enough in the county championship to get back in.
I think the ECB would be. At only the time, 1:00.
Oh, the clocks have gone back.
Oh wow! I'm gonna play FIFA in a minute.
Yeah. Comment down below what you think of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, a
I think
solid game.
I
It's
thi-
not a 10 out of 10. But that's just because it's not the game for me to get the enjoyment out of a 10 out of 10.
I think it's a 10 out of 10.
You think it's an actual 10 out of 10?
And
This is the best game you've ever played ever.
No, but I think of its genre, it's perfect, which is 10 out of 10. Doesn't have to be the best game ever, because, like, you can have a racing game that's 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
It's the best racing game you can make.
but is this just the best because it's the most recent?
No, because loads of games come out in genres that aren't the best of that genre, even though they're new.
I don't know. I don't know if this is the best. What do you count? What makes it the best?
Well, to start with, I've really, really enjoyed it, and it's literally just started. And like you say, I think you don't get full access to the best bits of the game and everything, and it's still really, really good at the start. The pace of it is slower, which I think is done deliberately because
narrative,
it can make it easier for you to get the hang of it.
Yeah,
The world is massive. The graphics are incredible. The options of stuff you can do is huge. The character you can obviously do a lot with. I like the fact that you're part of like a camp and shit. I think it's really good. And I like cowboy shit. So
I think GTA 5 is better. There's a pickability about GTA 5 that you can't deny.
But I don't think we've got far enough into this.
But then even there's an ability, there's an easiness.
You just like cars over horses.
No, yes. But what I'm saying is that with GTA 5 there's an ability to pick it up.
I think there are different games.
And you can't pick up.
There are different games.
Yeah, they are. And you can't pick up Red Dead in a moment. You have to.
But you've played it for like the first bit, haven't you? You've literally got into the actual game.
Well, yeah, no, I've done a few missions in the actual game, yeah.
But I mean, you've just got through the start, haven't you? Where it then lets you go out and do it.
I'm now probably, I don't know, 10% through the game. Of actual proper missions.
It's 60 hours of the story.
Yeah, but then there's so many side missions, isn't there?
Yeah, there's way more than 60 hours.
But
You're not 10% of the way through that game.
Well, I've played more than 6 hours. Yeah, definitely.
What, of the story?
Yeah, 6 hours isn't a lot, is it, of playing of a game? What's that? It's been like 2 days.
But
I've probably played it 3 hours each day. It's not
You've played 6 hours of the story already?
Well, it's like that's all you can play at the start, isn't it?
You think the start is 6 hours?
No, but I've definitely played, because at the start the start when you go to the new town, that's probably hour and a half of playing.
I haven't got to the town yet.
No, but you've got one more mission to go.
Right.
And then I've probably been knocking around the town now for the last 4.5 hours.
Doing missions?
Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't think it has that ability to pick it up yet. That GTA 5 pick-up ability.
What, and just mess about?
The easiness of the controls. Maybe it's not supposed to be easy because it is Cowboys. But I don't think it is as good as that.
Mm.
You disagree?
Yeah.
You think this game's better than GTA 5?
I think they're different.
But
I don't think it's the same game as a GTA 5.
So then what game are you going to put this up against?
I don't know. But of its genre, I think it's the best one.
So what other games are in this genre?
Well, there's a lot of cowboy games.
Name them.
There was the Call of... They're all quite old now. Call of Juarez or whatever it was. That was quite good fun.
It's going to be
there
hard.
Was
hard to call it.
There's like those fucking 2 gun things or whatever they were. There was
hard to call it the best of its genre when what you're comparing against is very outdated, isn't it?
It's easy to call it the best of its genre.
Yeah, but then it doesn't particularly deserve that title, does it?
Why?
If you're the best at something and something has been very limited before you years before, of course it's going to be the best.
That's all right then. It's easy to call it the best.
It doesn't particularly challenge anything then, does it?
Not really. So it's 10 out of 10 is granted.
No, we're calling it a 10 out of 10 game. It should be challenged. Because a 10 out of 10 out of 10.
Do you reckon that everyone else calling it 10 out of 10 probably means you just have a completely different viewpoint on what it should be?
Sorry?
The fact that every review of it is 10 out of 10.
Right.
Do you think that just means that it's not your type of game?
But I'm not saying it's a 5 out of 10. That if I was to say it's a rubbish game, that would prove it's not my game.
So what would you give it?
5. It's like,
should we get onto the cricket?
An 8.
An 8, yeah. Should we get onto the cricket?
I don't think you can call it a 10 out of 10 because you haven't played enough of it yet.
From what I've played, I couldn't fault what I've played. So how can it be less than good?
Odd. They are different.
They're different.
The
controls. I'm not playing it because of the controls.
Yeah, but then there's the very little games you will do.
The Witcher.
Right, let's continue with this cricket then.
Honestly, I don't play it. I've tried twice to do that, and if you don't just solidly play it, it's too I'd just lose it.
Do you think Red Dead might have that?
No, it's not that hard.
But
it's just different.
It hasn't got the pickability of other games, is it?
Well, I don't know what that means.
So, like, you leave Red Dead for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you leave GTA for the next 3 weeks. Which one's going to be easy to pick up?
What, as in just start playing again? I don't think Red Dead Redemption is going to be that hard.
No, it's not, but it's not going to be as easy as the other game.
I think GTA is a lot simpler. There's less to the game. That's why it's easier to play.
Yeah, it's easy to pick up, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also a lot simpler. There's less to the game.
Yeah.
So you can't have your cake and eat it too.
But then what makes Red Dead so... What is it that Red Dead offers more than...
I think it's just deeper than GTA, innit? It goes into more detail with everything.
Yeah, I suppose it's less... Yeah, I think...
Like GTA, you just run around and go... Bah, 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 and get in the car and go... And that's pretty much it.
Well, you can do that on Red Dead, can't
yeah,
you?
but it's also got a lot more to it. Which I think GTA doesn't.
From the look of what I've played so far, your ability to change storylines and these storylines are far more in depth than previous games I've played.
They're the same sort of game, probably should be compared to each other, but they are different. So if you're not about getting immersed into a game and just want to leave it and come back to it every now and then, it's probably not a good game for you.
Well, after that
game review,
stay with us. We're going to talk about Jack Leach being back into the England squad. What do you make of that? You said you were happy about it before.
Yeah, I just want him to be played.
Do you think he will be played?
Probably not.
No, because he's got there's a lot of not only
I don't think he'll
frontline bowlers, but also
I don't think he'll be played, and if he is played, I don't think he'll be bowled.
He won't be bowled.
He won't be the main spinner if he is played.
If you're not going to play him, I mean, like if you're not going to bowl him, there's no point playing him, is there?
Absolutely not.
Because he doesn't offer you anything.
Exactly.
Else, he can't bat. He can't particularly field.
How many times have we had this conversation? Like, it's literally, I don't understand how it isn't picked up on.
But then,
what is their possible thinking?
Well, one would argue that Adil Rashid has different skills too.
Right, but aren't Rashid and Moeen Ali proven not to bowl well? Moeen Ali's proven not to bowl well abroad. We know that. All of his career would suggest he can't. And Rashid just doesn't do well in Test matches anywhere in the world.
Adil
So
Rashid
when you pick another
did do
spinner-
well in India.
When you pick another spinner, he took a lot of wickets. We got absolutely battered, and he went for a lot of runs. So when you pick another spinner who is an out and out spinner, and you've got two that you can't rely on, one of them isn't a spinner anyway. Why would you not bowl him? It makes no sense to me. I don't.
So who's your two spin bowlers then?
Rashid and Leach, definitely. Those are the only two spin bowlers you've taken.
It's weird though because Moeen Ali does throw his hat into the ring every single time.
What does that mean?
So he's almost like the cold you can't shake.
Why is that acceptable?
Sorry.
Why is that? Like, well, he's not shit enough. We can get rid of him.
But
why is that good
his
enough?
performance in the summer wasn't bad. It was very good.
But we know he can't bowl. He can't bowl on the subcontinent. So we just, for every time we go abroad now, we're just going to go, we did well in England again. We'll have to play him.
So what
for
do
the
you
rest
do?
of his career?
So I said this to you. I said, if Shane Warne could only bowl well in Australia, would you take him on tour with him? And you said yes.
Are you telling me there's no difference between the quality that Shane Warne bowled and what Moeen Ali bowls in England when he bowls well?
It's not.
It's not even comparable.
It'd be interesting
to the standard of bowling.
It would be interesting. I don't think there'd be miles apart between Shane Warne's figures in Australia,
right,
and England, and Moeen Ali's figures.
Shane Warne did it all over the world for a massive period of time.
That's not the question I'm asking you, is it?
No, I know, but he did it. But he also did it over a huge amount of time, whereas Moeen Ali's done it for like 4 years.
Okay, but then what I'm saying to you is, if effectively Moeen Ali is showing, okay, it's like an average of just over 20, I think it's 25 in England. That is exceptional figures for a spin bowler. And he bowls really well in England. And I'm saying to you, if that was Shane Warne doing it just in Australia.
If Shane Warne bowled
your answer was take him abroad until he becomes a better bowler. I think that was your answer. Do you still?
But Shane Warne's also a bowler and not a batsman.
But then Moeen Ali's figures show he's bowler. Those English figures, you can't get past them. I am playing devil's advocate with you, Owen.
No, I just.
But he is the cold you can't shake off.
This is probably what happens in the board thing. Some twat does that, and then you go, fine, have him. And it's like, yeah, let's stick in the hole.
But he is a weird one, Moeen Ali. I'm not a big Moeen Ali fan, okay?
Why?
I think perhaps he should just be a spinner in England. That's it. People don't like that. You didn't like that idea. You said if he can't do it all around the world, he can't do it all almost.
I don't think I said that.
That was pretty much your.
I'd rather pick a spinner, definitely.
Because what happens if, let's say they pick Jack Leach and just Jack Leach. Jack Leach and Joe Denley, and Joe Denley doesn't really bowl. Jack Leach bowls loads of overs.
Okay.
Jack Leach has a really, really good. Picks up. I don't know how many Test matches are. I'll be able to find you out. There is. I've lost it on. So there's 3 tests, right?
Right.
Let's say he takes 18 wickets in those 3 tests.
Right.
There's a good winter.
Right.
And then he can't play in whoever we play next, and the next game is first test in the English summer of 2019. Do you play him or do you play Moeen Ali?
I play the spinner. If I'm picking a spinner, I'll pick the spinner.
But then
if I'm picking a batsman, I'll pick the batsman. It really is. It's that simple.
Moeen Ali counts as a spinner in English conditions.
Well, if we need a batsman, that would be great to have him as well.
But Moeen Ali,
I'm not picking him as a spinner.
No, stop.
Okay.
Moeen Ali's figures show he is a spinner in English conditions. He's a wicket taker.
Mm-hmm.
This is the difficulty.
I think you know my answer.
But I'm not trying to stick up for. I am playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah. I also think with the Shane Warne question.
Yeah, go back.
Is completely loaded against me because he has such a massive reputation.
All right, then.
That it's just it's so loaded for it to put me into a corner.
Then don't think Harath then. Think of Anil Kumble. Think of another very good spinner with very good figures.
In their own country, but nowhere else.
No, what I'm saying
That was the argument.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that doesn't happen a lot, does it? Having a very good bowler who can only, a spinner that is, and can only bowl in English very well in English conditions. I've never seen. I don't. So the mic's been pulled out. We don't know how far that.
You're not even going to check.
No.
Oh, good. I don't know where to pick this up from then.
Well, it was.
I mean, it could be anywhere.
We're 35 minutes into the show, so.
I don't get what that means.
That means we started this. It's probably only missed a few minutes.
Right. I feel like you play devil's advocate against my arguments just for doing it. It's good for the podcast, but I don't think you're genuine.
Well, that's whether the podcast even picked it up.
What?
It could have cut short before the podcast picked it up.
Right. I think we should play spinners, or at least try bowling.
Right, go on.
I'm harsh because from when Moeen Ali started, he was terrible. Now, in English conditions, he's good enough in English conditions.
It's an average of 32.
He's good enough, right? He's good enough to be England's spinner.
Yeah.
Okay, in England.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, okay, yeah.
My argument is that why can we not try other spinners? I don't want to have to wait until we go abroad, give someone one test match somewhere, second string to Moeen Ali, and then if they don't take Pfeiffer, they don't get another game, and that's it. So we stick with Moeen Ali. He's not a spinner. He does well in England. Please, can we try and bring in an actual spin bowler?
Is it not the same as saying...
Why are we depriving ourselves? I don't understand. It makes no sense to me.
Why are we playing Johnny Bairstow? Why can't we see if there's anyone better with the gloves? Is that not the same?
Yeah, absolutely, and I completely agree. He's not a wicket keeper.
Okay, then Johnny Bairstow's a batsman.
Right.
Is that not the same? So why are we just sticking with one player? Why are we just sticking with this one player? Why can't we...
How many middle order batsmen have we brought in?
How many middle order batsmen are there on the county scene?
We've brought in loads of middle order batsmen. Batsmen have been coming in and out of this team for the whole time we've been doing the podcast. How many spinners have you seen?
But how many spinners are on the county scene?
Played any sort of amount of time.
How many spinners on the county scene?
Well, I know that Leach, when we looked it up, was the best one, and he hasn't played.
Okay, but how many spinners on the county scene?
I don't know. I don't keep up to date with it.
Not as many as many middle order batsmen.
No shit.
And my argument,
there's more middle order batsmen in the world than there are.
What keeps Johnny Bairstow in the side and not Moeen Ali?
Because we brought in middle order batsmen who haven't done well.
We've done that with spinners.
Moeen Ali has not gone and got back-to-back fifers loads of times, has he?
He's bowled out teams in English conditions.
You're just
no, I'm not.
Devil. It's just ridiculous. I can't even have an argument.
I find it difficult to take what you're saying.
What I'm saying makes perfect sense. It's not even something to argue. I don't even understand where.
What's
the
the difference? Why can't I say the argument? I am playing devil's advocate to a part, but I just want to get to the bottom of this.
I don't understand where you're confused. I don't get.
Why can't I say your argument is why can't we try someone else? Why can't we see if there's anyone better? My counter argument would be like, let's do the same with Johnny Bairstow.
You don't think we have?
No, Johnny Bairstow hasn't left the team to see if there's anyone better.
But you don't think we've tried enough middle order batsmen? The difference is
we haven't tried all of them.
The difference is there's one spinning position.
Yeah.
There's loads of middle order batting positions. Johnny Bairstow doesn't have to be dropped to try another middle order
Moeen Ali doesn't have to be dropped.
Because
Moeen Ali doesn't have to be dropped to be. We've seen that.
Yeah, but if he isn't, he's the only one who was bowled. He has to be dropped, otherwise we just bowl him.
Probably. Does that not tell you something?
Because if we pick another middle order batsman, they do really well, they don't get dropped. And if they stay in form, they'd stay. And if Johnny Bairstow's form dropped below everyone else's, he'd get dropped and we'd bring in someone else.
But does that not tell you something?
Mo and Ali bowled terribly forever, and we never tried another spinner. We just kept with him.
Does
now
that not...
he's done reasonably well.
Okay,
And we're still not
right.
trying
Why has he
anyone
stayed in
else.
the team? Tell me, why has he stayed in the team?
Because he plays well.
No, why? You said he's been bowling terrible, right? Why does he stay in the team?
I didn't say he'd been bowling terrible.
You said
When
that
did
he
I
was
say that?
just literally about 30 seconds.
Well,
He's been bowling terrible
at the
forever.
start, when we brought him into the team, he was awful.
So why did he stay in the team?
I've got no idea. That's
I
a
can
great
tell you
question.
why. I can tell you why he stayed
Go
in
on.
the team. English spin.
Lie. He was awful in England.
No,
For ages. He was terrible.
In-
That's such a lie.
the condition of English spin is
you are
at
just
an all-time
brittle.
low.
We've had the conversation completely agreeing that he is nowhere near good enough to be England's spinner.
I'm not saying
You
he should
suddenly
be.
look up a stat which says he's good. Now you just
English spin is at an all-time
blow
low.
your load before it's out your trousers now because you've seen a stat.
English spin is in
I'm
dire
not doing this anymore.
consequences.
We've had the argument.
No,
It's
no.
obviously not being solved.
No,
You know my position, so whatever you tell me now,
Jack Leach.
you can answer the.
Right, okay.
You can answer it for
let
yourself.
me.
I'm not answering another question.
No, let
on
me
it.
just. Okay, let me put across to you my view.
Okay.
This is what I would do.
Yeah.
Jack Leach should be in the squad and batting number 10. Moeen Ali should find himself in the squad batting in the top 5. Now, Moeen Ali doesn't necessarily have to be the second or the third spinner. He is just in the squad and he can bowl all the overs he wants. Jack Leach should get a go, you're right. But why try to fix something when it's not broke? Do you want to hear the rest of the names that are in the team?
Yeah. Go for it.
Ollie Pope's going to make a return. What do you reckon about Ollie Pope?
Did we even get a proper look at him? Did he play at one
He
game?
played like 2 or 3 games, didn't he?
Okay, right. So I don't know.
Are you happy to see him back?
It's a mess, mate. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Are you?
It's very
Who
young.
else have we got to pick from? Have we got loads of people?
Moeen Ali.
So they should be competing for the same position. They probably bat in the same place, don't they?
Ollie Stone can't bowl good spin in English conditions, can he?
We're not playing in England
No,
conditions,
that's
so that
true.
doesn't
That's
matter.
true. Very true. Yep, Ollie Pope's on the. Is out there in Sri
I'll
Lanka.
tell you what I am interested.
So me and Owen's mics, my mics just cut. We really need new mic things, but we've continued the Moeen Ali chat off air. If anybody interested, you said that there was one thing you were
Yes, and
really
something
interested in.
that you'd probably love because it will have something to do with a stat. I don't. Well, I think you'd have to go a really.
Hat's full enough. Sorry, I've just interrupted you.
You'd have to go a really long way back into English cricket history to find when a new opening partnership of 2 people so inexperienced. Usually it's been one gone and one established has helped the other one come in.
Yeah.
And then one goes and like that.
Well,
I think you'd have to go a long way back to where you go someone who's recently in the team comes in with someone who's brand new in the team to be opening batsman. For England.
What I will say is I can see it not being
Successful.
particularly smooth ride in the next 2
But to be
3
fair,
years.
to go with that, I also think we've been spoilt for
We haven't though.
for test openers. The time we've been watching cricket,
No. Well, for English test openers,
English test
we haven't
openers.
been spoiled.
For the time we've been watching cricket,
We've had 2 very good ones. We've been
3.
spoilt with 3. Yes, sorry.
and that's
Jesco.
been pretty much the whole time we've been watching cricket. We had Jaskothic and Strauss when we started.
Yeah.
Then it was Strauss and Cook,
But it wasn't.
and then
Strauss
Cook has just retired.
But it wasn't Strauss and Cook it was Strauss and Cook and then Cook and Dross for a long time.
Well, it's a long time, like what, 2 years?
Strauss has been gone a long time.
Is he?
Yeah.
I just don't want to admit that. When did he retire?
Like, I don't know, but we've had a lot of bad since Strauss. And Strauss wasn't even good for the last year. No disrespect
Right,
to
but he was
Strauss.
better than everyone else we've had.
Not better than live.
I'd have him back now.
Yeah.
I'd have Tresco back.
He's had to give up his job, hasn't he?
I'd have
Strauss?
Tresco back. Has he?
Yeah.
I know he did. I did.
He's
Has he
complete-
just stopped completely?
They're
Oh, that's a
interviewing-
shame.
Yeah, so
God damn it, KP will get back in the team.
I actually would be up for that as well.
I'd give Jaskothic a go.
I don't think
Mate, he can't be unfit. He just stands there.
But
He doesn't even move his feet. He's
that
got an
wasn't
eye.
why
wears
he was out of the
glasses
game,
now.
was it?
Huh?
That wasn't why he left the game.
No.
So
How early do you reckon that cut his career? I reckon he'd be retiring like the last couple of years if he hadn't had a problem.
He was been a lot. He was quite a bit older than Strauss.
Have you seen him now? He's still incredible.
The next name on the list is Adil Rashid.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. I mean,
Are you happy
it's
to see
it's going to be the same as it.
Are you happy to see Adil Rashid go out or not?
I'm happy that
Forget Moen Ali for
I'm
now.
happy that Leach is on the team sheet along with it. I'm quite happy with those two being the two spinners.
So you're happy with Rash going?
Yes,
Yeah.
as long as only because Leach is going as well.
Yeah, all right, fair.
But that's the reason why. If Rashid was the only actual spinner on the team sheet, I wouldn't be happy.
Let me word it differently then. If you could, Adil Rashid as a spinner going to Sri Lanka, are you happy with that? Or do you not think he's good enough
if
as a
I
spinner?
could pick one of the spinning slots,
yeah, so
he would be in one of them. So
okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
So you are happy with him going?
I would take him.
Fine.
Yeah, I'd take him.
Ben Stokes obviously going. Happy with that one?
No.
Ollie Stone only bowls about 80.
He bowls in the 90s consistently. So I'm interested to see.
We'll find out.
He does. Yeah, I'm interested to see.
Owen,
he won't in Sri Lanka, I can tell you that.
How many
if
times,
he does in England, he won't in Sri Lanka.
How many times have we heard about people telling about the English press?
Well, I'll be interested because
he bowls constantly in the 90s, and it's just like Mark Wood, like.
I think he's pretty close to 90 pretty much
but
all the time.
He was like 90
To
plus.
be fair,
Shoaib Akhtar is in trouble with Mark Wood around.
To be fair, there is a massive difference between occasionally touching 90 and always being over 90 miles an hour. That is a massive difference.
Can you name the last England bowler that could do that? Freddie 2005 was hitting 90 a lot. I remember looking at the speaker.
He didn't bowl long periods of time, did he, though? But I don't think anyone who's ever bowled over 90 consistently does.
Brett Lee was very fit.
Brett Lee was rapid and
he
bowled.
Could bowl very quickly. And
Sean Tate was rapid, but he didn't bowl much, and he was injured. Unbelievable.
Lasith Malinga, can he bowl 90?
Yes, but I'm not sure I don't think he's in the same bracket. I think it's
Fidel
super
Edwards?
rare. Fidel Edwards. I like Fidel Edwards.
Was he consistently 90?
I think his was more political as to why he didn't play for West Indies. They had a big problem between quite a lot of them with that.
But England bowlers...
It's rare. I think it's rare just at all.
Stephen Harmison...
I'm not even sure Dale Steyn bowls.
No, he doesn't. Why he doesn't not?
So
Tommy Jones didn't do it, did he?
He was quick, actually. I'm not sure he was that
consistent.
Fast,
He wasn't as consistent as Freddie.
That bowling attack was unbelievable.
Wasn't consistent as Freddie, though, was he? In the speed.
Pace? No, I don't think so. But I don't think
nor was Harmy, was he?
I think Harmison was pretty fast.
But not as consistent as Freddie.
Probably not.
90.
But Harmison wasn't as consistent as anyone at anything.
I honestly think Freddie was the most consistent. Darren Goff before
Darren Goff was pretty sharp, wasn't he?
Well, I don't know how many times he would have hit 90, you know. We just
90
don't normally have...
90 is ridiculously fast.
But it's not as fast as what a team does well with the, you know, that's a spot in the team, isn't it?
Does Stark bowl 90?
Yeah. Oh, no. Late.
He's
not
there or
consistently.
thereabouts, isn't he?
Not consistently. Not Brett Lee 90. Do you know what I mean? Brett Lee maybe be the last bowler I can think of who can bowl consistently 90.
I don't think he could that long after Freddie stopped.
No.
He played for a long time, but I don't think he was like 2005, just before and just after, when he was ridiculous. Yeah, but
then he was fit then. Maybe he lost fitness.
I think once you get a bit older,
yeah,
it's not like being a spinner or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. If he say he is, that's a massive weapon. I hope he is.
And the last name on that one is Chris Wokes, obviously.
Yeah, I think Chris Wokes is better than Ben Stokes.
No room for Tom Curran. No room for
What's happened to
Craig
Ball?
Overton. No room for Jake
Was
Ball.
he injured, and
I
that's
think
why
he
he got
think
dropped, and he's just never got back in?
No room for the likes of Liam Plunkett, but
I saw a thing saying he should be back in the England team. He thinks it's
that was for the ODIs, though, wasn't it? Because he was out injured.
I think it might have had something to do with the test. So
Oh, really?
I can't remember.
So if I know you can't see that on the television and batteries died, but if you were to make your England 11 for the first test,
oh my god,
can you?
I don't know. Let's go through it. Who are the open? I don't know.
Well, I think your
who
potential openers are.
I'm picking two. Can I pick two that doesn't have what's his face in it?
No, you can pick your own, but you probably not. You probably don't. It's probably.
Are there two openers without?
Well, let me tell you the potential openers, right? Potential openers: Moen Ali, Ronnie Bairstow. That will happen. I can see it happening.
No, people who are actually opening batsmen, not potential. They're all potential.
I'm saying it's Rory Burns, Keaton Jennings, and then potentially Joe Denley.
Right, I'd have Joe Denley and the other bloke.
Rory Burns.
Yeah, that's who I'd have.
I would agree with you there.
Okay.
And who's going to be in number 3 then?
If I'm picking the team, Joe Root.
You're just going to push him in there, so you have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that probably makes it easier, doesn't it? Number 4.
Mo and Ali.
Yeah, not a bad shout. Number 5, Johnny Bairstow.
Yes. Yes.
Number 6, Ben Stokes.
Yes.
Number 7, Ian Bell.
Wokes.
No,
Number 7.
Guy Butler, surely.
Sorry. Yeah, of course. And I'd give Butler the gloves.
Yeah, but
Yeah, sorry. Wokes 8. Rashid 9.
Yeah, then 10,
Broad
11.
10. Anderson 11.
So Broad makes it back in the team. You don't want to see Ollie Stone.
Oh yeah, all right. I'll give Stone a go. Yeah.
You don't like Broad. You just don't like him, do you?
Well, it's not that I don't like him, but I do think it's just the inconsistency when it's so obvious. It's literally he just spends all his time bowling short.
So there's
and then he spends one session bowling full and takes 7 wickets. And it's like,
there's no room for.
he just annoys me more than.
There's no room for Sam Curran in your squad. It's a massive contradiction because there's no room for Jack Leach in your squad.
Oh yeah, I'd not have Rashid then. So I was thinking batting.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'd move.
Can you think of someone else different to bat at 3? Joe to bat at 4 then?
Why?
Because you're going to have to get rid of Moen Ali, aren't you?
Why?
You're going to get rid of Rashid?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were quite up for Rashid being a spinner. No?
I'm happy to take him as one of the spinning slots.
Yeah.
But I'd rather try Jack Leach.
No room for Sam Curran then?
No, but he'd be my next in line if someone doesn't bowl well.
No room for Ollie Stone?
I'd get rid of Broad and have Stone.
Oh, okay, so Curran in front of Broad.
No. Stone in front of Broad.
No, and then Curran.
Oh, yeah.
And then Curran
Yeah.
and then Broad.
Yeah.
The Broad, the drinks if people roll their ankles.
Yeah, well, James Anderson's going to get injured, isn't he?
Yeah? No, James Anderson's very fit.
He gets injured a lot.
I don't think he does. Not
I
as
think
much
you
as...
just do this to argue with me.
I don't. He doesn't get injured a lot.
Okay.
You think
he's doing this again.
You right?
Yeah.
So, the first test starts on the 6th of November. 3 tests. How do you see them planning out? Day by day analysis, please, on predictions.
I'm not doing data, but I think it will be a draw. 1-1 lost, 1 drew, 1 weather affected.
1-1, so it'll be 1-1.
Yeah.
With a draw.
Yeah. Because of weather.
That's a very good thing. Yeah, I'm going to say...
It wouldn't surprise me if they're all draws because of weather.
I'm going to say 2-0 Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
And
I think England can pull out a win. I'm not sure how strong the Sri Lankan batting is. That's my only thing.
But
again, I don't know how good our
Excuse me.
bowling is going to be.
the England squad's batting, we know that's very fragile, and especially with
New openers.
potentially 2 new openers and Moeen Ali not being able to bowl in non-English conditions, so could be.
It's
Quite
going to be
serious.
interesting.
And your favourite cricket podcast will be there all the way. Day by day analysis. Could you imagine doing day by day analysis?
I'd be more than happy to if it was my job.
Yeah.
I'd love to if it was my job. It'd be the best thing ever. And then really, that's up to you. Yeah, that's right. You listening to this right now. It's the power is within your hands to make that a possibility. I mean, it's not, is it? Especially if you've already subscribed. But you could get other people. But really, they have to want to. Should we call it? We said we are going to do 20 minutes. How long has this been?
55.
I knew it was going to be an hour. I said
But then
it'd
we
be an
didn't
hour.
know that we had time on our hands with the hour going back.
That's true. We've gained time.
Yeah, you don't do that.
It's like Peep Show where Jeremy comes out of the theatre early. He gives the ticket to the homeless guy.
Sometimes you don't.
If you make it in there, you'll catch the second half.
Right,
It's shit.
Here's a question. Before we end, here's a question for you.
Go on, hit me with a question.
Do you ever just marvel or be surprised about how things just fit into place? Like tonight, for instance, time just went back, and that part just fits straight into it. Then, oh, actually, do you know what? It's not that late. We get that extra bit of hour of sleep. So actually, no, it's not the end. So I know teeing off at 8, but I'll be fine.
You don't play golf again.
What I'm saying is, does that not ever just freak you out a little bit? How things just.
Yeah, like when I've booked a tattoo and I just get it done. I know what you're saying.
There was once. No, listen to this, right? It's a story. This shouldn't go out on the podcast, but.
Do you want to not say it then?
No.
Do you want to just tell me after?
No.
No? Okay.
I once forgot my PE kit
Right.
for school and was worried
Mm-hmm.
all morning until I got told that PE was cancelled, and I just thought, that is so weird. That's quite literally fit into place for
Are
me.
you talking about luck?
Things fitting into place.
It's luck. That's what they call it. That's the universal name for it. They've named it already.
It's not named fitting into place.
Describe luck. It's fluke. It's luck. That's what it is.
But
when something goes wrong, but something happens.
But the clocks.
So then it's all right.
The clock's
It's
turning
luck.
back isn't lucky. That happens every year.
But we didn't know. We didn't know, and we stayed up too late pissing about. It was lucky. It was the night that the clocks turned back. If we'd have planned it, going, we can piss about for as long as we like because the clocks go back. Then that's fine. You've planned it.
That would be fitting into place. Or that still be luck.
That's us making it, work. But the fact we didn't know, and when we start, we go, what's happened there? Oh, that's lucky. The clocks go back.
Perhaps.
You're just naming luck is what you're doing. You're describing luck.
Well, and on that bombshell, we'll leave it there. Comment, subscribe, and be a friend. We know things have gone
I think these are getting better.
down, but the quality of the ones that we do give out are just good shows.
We're a lot more busy than ever.
Yeah.
So that's why there's less.
And also, perhaps we need to get back
I've
in
got
the
into
groove.
squash. I've got into squash as well.
Stop. We need to get back into the groove of cricket podcast.
It's a hard game.
Because this
Good
happens.
for fitness.
This happens.
My lord. It's like a sauna in there.
This happens, doesn't it?
What?
There's conversations that aren't cricket. We've spent a long time arguing about Red Dead Redemption.
But we spent
not being
longer
a 10 out of 10
talking
game.
arguing about Moeen Ali.
Yeah, that's true. Which is what the guys tune in for.
You want a bit of everything, don't you?
Yeah, it's like,
Well,
why
I
would...
tune into Joe Rogan when he does those. I don't know if anyone else listens to him, right? He does MMA podcasts where he has an MMA fighter on or someone to
Or
do...
Tyson Fury.
Right.
Very
or
good,
someone
very
to do
good
with
episode.
combat
Owen loved it.
sports, something to do with it.
Did you watch that?
No. But very rarely... They can do like a 3-hour podcast. They'll spend half an hour of those 3 hours talking about what the guy's on there for. They'll talk about hunting, weed, and dick size are the 3 things that they will talk about for the rest of the time. So it's not unusual, is it?
I think you could go hunting.
I want to.
You want to hunt?
I've organised with this really posh bloke to do like a fishing trip,
George.
and he's like, no, and he's like really into all that stuff.
Yeah,
And eventually, I'm going to end up doing one.
What-
Only to eat though. I'm not just doing it for sport.
What are you going to hunt?
Like a deer or something.
I don't know if I could pull the trigger.
Well, I'll find out. I don't really want to kill, but
Oh.
only if I'm going to eat it. I'm not just killing something for the
Yeah,
sake
no,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah. And you're going to have a lot of meat.
Exactly.
But, like, you're going to have to watch it
Do
die
you
in front
know-
of your eyes.
Do you know you have to pay for like a tag,
Yeah.
and if you shoot the animal, hit it, but don't kill it, your tag is expired. That's the end of your hunting trip.
Like a penalty.
But yeah, but you basically, if you hit the animal,
What about if you just
you've got one shot that hits the animal, and then your tag is up.
But then what about if you just continue tracking down that one animal?
Oh, well, there's no. Obviously, you can't.
Hit him with a
No,
paintball gun.
no, you're not allowed to.
No?
I mean, you can. You can. Obviously, there's no one keeping track if,
yeah,
if
but
you
it's
did
not,
or not.
it's not. You're not supposed
But
to.
you're not allowed to. Yeah,
No, man. I'm completely vegan, so
that's not true at all.
it's what it is.
Saw you eating pepperoni pizza.
Vegan pepperoni pizza.
It wasn't. Should we end it there, mate?
Yep. Anyway, follow me on vegoodinstagram.co.uk and we'll see you then. Anything you'd like to say before we go?
No.